The first lesser known pearl in the Ignatian spirituality that we would like to unravel is from the spiritual exercises of St. Ignatius, Annotation 1. Here, St. Ignatius compares spiritual exercises to bodily exercises. We know health is wealth. The modern generation is acutely aware of the need of workouts in order to remain healthy. There are experts who say that regular exercises can reduce the risks of heart ailments or brain damage or damage to any key bodily part. If physical exercises are so important to remain healthy, so also are the need of spiritual exercises in order to remain spiritually healthy. And that is what St. Ignatius is touching upon in Annotation 1, what I would call the concept of spiritual workout. Surely there are two parts to Annotation 1. The first part talks about what some of the spiritual exercises are, and he gives the examples of the examination of conscience, meditation, contemplation, and other prayer methods. But in the second part, St. Ignatius is comparing spiritual exercises to physical exercises, and he gives 3 examples for these physical exercises. According to George Gans, these 3 examples of bodily exercises are taking a walk, traveling on foot, and running, while we have the translation by Father Elder Mullen of 1914, which had been translated from the Spanish autograph of St. Ignatius, where 3 different words are used as equivalents to the Spanish words used by St. Ignatius. Mullen uses the words of strolling, walking, and running. Now, these 3 physical activities are not random examples that St. Ignatius is presenting to us. We can be sure that St. Ignatius was very particular about the choice of the words he was using. He had carefully culled out these words out of his own experience of going through spiritual exercises. Now, strolling is an aimless activity. You just wander aimlessly, while walking is a definite activity. You are walking towards somebody or somewhere. And the third, running, is walking with the greatest speed. So, in these 3 examples that St. Ignatius is presenting, there is progress and there is a development. First you stroll, then you walk, then you run. and such is the way how progressively and developmentally we grow in spiritual life. Now, St. Ignatius is telling us what is the goal of spiritual life. According to him, the goal is to prepare and get rid of any disordered affection, and after they are gotten rid of, seeking and finding God's will and thereby saving one's soul. We shall talk about these the concepts about the goal of spiritual activities, namely getting rid of disordered affections and saving one's soul in a later episode. For the time being, we shall remember that just as physical activities are progressive and developmental in order to reach a healthy body and a healthy mind, so also our spiritual lives, we need to have progress and development which are gradual. And Ignatius will guide us in the spiritual exercises how we can keep progressing, making development in our spiritual life by following the pilgrim Inigo de Lopez. We will also be able to bring a dynamism in our spiritual life, which can bring greater meaning, greater consolation, and greater comfort in our spiritual life. St. Ignatius of Loyola, pray for us.